Big news from Fanatec and GT3, those and more, right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing and to a regular news roundup. If you have any news for us, send us a mail to news@romrom.net. Thanks for watching, my name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. There is a reason why Fanatec bookends our news, and I'm not saying. You go and watch, and while you're at it, watch the rest too. Striving to service the whole market when it comes to sim racing wheels and pedals, Fanatec have released their CSL Universal Hub that, in spite of the name, is also compatible with TD podium bases. This product is meant to allow you to choose any Fanatec or even third-party rim to use with your Fanatec base by providing gear paddles, some buttons and LEDs. Be advised that not all third-party rims fit. You should check and measure carefully if your preferred rim fits the measurements of the holes in the hub. It has threaded holes for 3x50mm and 6x70mm mounting patterns, which fit all Fanatec rims and, according to Fanatec, quote, many wheel rims from brands such as Momo, Sparco or OMP, end quote. Note, they say many, but not all. The shifting paddles of the hub are set up in a slider that you screw into the position that fits your rim best, making it compatible to many rim sizes. Be advised that if you want to use it with Fanatec's Podium DD base, you will need the Club Sport Quick Release adapter, which costs around €95 extra. On related news about Fanatec, they want to make it easier to download and install firmware and then calibrate the base, wheels and pedals when needed, and also any Fanatec driver you may need. Fanatec calls the software the Firmware Manager, and it comes with the newest version of the Fanatec driver, version 400. See the link in our description for further information about the new driver version. The new driver and firmware manager are also included in the newest version of Fanalab. The link to it is also in the description. Once again, Studio 397 is cooperating with Formula E and will bring a Formula E 2021 DLC out, and not only that, but at last it will include the so-called attack mode from those open wheelers. The attack mode in Formula E means that twice in a race, Formula E drivers have to drive in between two sensors away from the ideal racing line to activate 35 kilowatt more power once activated for a couple of laps. The duration of the attack mode is different from track to track and from race to race, depending on what the FIA considers would be the best thing to do. The attack mode in rFactor 2 will be available on multiplayer and single-player racing, but the AI will not be able to use it as Studio 397 did not program it into their code. The mode is part of the cars in the 2021 DLC and will also be programmed into the 2020 DLC already out there. The attack mode zones will be included in the tracks officially released by Studio 397, which at the moment are pitifully few. The devs should reach out to Errol Prefett and Garrett Gibson, who for years now have been releasing the Formula E tracks in the rFactor 2 workshop, and bring them on board to make a complete Formula E package. Truth to be told, I found the Formula E Generation 2 cars of the 2020 DLC rather underwhelming, so I'll wait for others to test this 2021 DLC before I even consider buying it. It may be much better than the 2020 DLC for all I know, as Studio 397 have promised a, quote, substantial overhaul in the tires and physics department, end quote. Yeah, I know, it came out last week, but it would have been the only news that week, and besides, this time is not big as other times. So yeah, it's time for a new tournament in Wreckfest. Fitting the Northern Hemisphere season, it's called Winterfest. Fitting, all tracks here are covered in snow, and you throw snowballs around too. Contrary to most snowballs you and I could build and throw, the Wreckfest snowballs unsurprisingly are able to wreck any car. And by the size of them, I'm sure neither you nor me could throw them. And of course, there's a new car as reward in this tournament, the Star Beast SS. Be prepared for some snow drifting to be included amongst the other difficulties these games always prepared to throw at you. Besides that, Bugbear has fixed or tweaked some physics, some audio and some bugs, as they always do. This is big. It seems the business is going well enough for Fanatec that they have now become the official sponsors of the GT World Challenge and GT2 European Series just made public this week. A very interesting result that will come out of this sponsorship will be that at every one of the 5 races of the GT World Challenge Europe Endurance Cup, including the 24 hours of Spa, there will be a sim race using Assetto Corsa Competizione, of course, featuring the same track. Each of the Pro and Silver teams will nominate one actual race driver that will race on Assetto Corsa Competizione, and the result will award championship points. As far as we know, this is the first time that Simraces will award points for a real-life championship, and it shows how important Simracing has become in the meantime. Congratulations to Fanatec for snatching the sponsorship as well as for the concept of these races. It will be very interesting to see how the concept develops. And you know it is interesting to watch our videos, so check the playlist to the left or the video to the right. Until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other on the podium.